Grand Rising Loungers. I hope everybody is doing as well as I am today. You know, today is a somber day. There was 2 children that were killed in the community of Chester just the other day from an Amtrak train. And I'm going to give you guys the story behind it as well as the memorial service that is going to go on tonight. I will be in attendance at this memorial service. Also, 17 family will be there, and there will be many other community activists out there today because this is a really, really, really sad time for the community. So I'm going to give you guys the background story of what happened and how you can donate if you'd like to. I do not have this video monetized for a reason. I do not feel like this is something that I wanted to monetize. I think that if there's any money that would go towards this, it should be donated to the family, and I will give you information on how to do that. Okay, let's get into this. So sadly, the victims in this situation were killed by an Amtrak train on Chester, and they were 9 years old as well as 12 years old. Okay, so I will put a link to this channel, or actually to this story, in the description box, and you guys can take a look at this for yourself. And I have taken this from 6ABC. So in Chester, the victims who were struck by and killed by a train in Chester over the weekend have been identified as 2 children. Jihad Atkinson, 9, and Ayer Womack, 12, were hit around 4:30 p.m. Saturday on the tracks in the 400 block of Wilson Street. Jihad Atkins and Ayer Womack. Officials say that the children were struck and killed by the 161 train heading southbound towards Washington, D.C. The train came to a stop several blocks later at Highland Avenue, according to officials. Leaders from the Chester Community Charter School are stepping up to show their support for the 2 late students. The school's CEO, David Clark, told Action News on Wednesday that Atkinson and Womack were well-mannered children who were loved by their peers. Womack was a former student who was recently homeschooled, while Atkinson was enrolled in the 2nd grade. Everybody liked him, teachers, the principal, the dean, classmates, everybody, said Clark. Both of them have siblings here, cousins here, and friends here, so it's very devastating for the entire school community. Clark also stated that there were other children on the track with Womack and Atkinson who were able to escape the train. I've been in education for 35 years, and this is the worst, most tragic event that I've experienced, he said. Action News spoke with a woman last week who says she saw a group of children on the train tracks shortly before the crash. She says she tried to urge them to leave the tracks. There was about 5 or 6 or 7 of them. It was a pack of children on the track, recalled Tracy from Chester. We were getting out of the car, and I said, "Oh, look at them children up there on that track," I said. "Y'all need to come down off that track." And they just looked and said, "Y'all come down before y'all have an accident." And they just laughed and went about their business. I just wish the children could have listened, Tracy continued, and I'm just so sorry. Clark says the school is focusing on working with the district to provide safer places for children to go outside of school. We have to learn from this and provide more activities for our students, he said. Chester Charter School is helping to raise money for the families of the victims to help with funeral costs and more. And a candlelight vigil is scheduled for Friday at 7 p.m. at Martin Luther King Memorial Park. And this is where 17 family and many others will be. Not all of us are coming out, but there will be some of us that will be available to come out tonight and show our support. There's other families within the community, MC families, car club families, social club families, and others that are scheduled to come out as well. And if you would like to donate to this family, you are more than welcome to do that. You can actually contact Chester Upland School District. Their phone number is 610-447-3600, or you can visit www.chesteruplandsd.org. And the vice president is Fred Green, okay? You can reach out to them. This is a really, really, really trying time in the community. I myself do a lot of community activist work, as you guys do know. But this would be something that I most definitely will come out to. If it has something to do with the children, if it has anything to do with, protection of kids, or, the support of a family, if something tragic like this happens to children, I'm definitely going to be involved. I'm also going to be involved in trying to create programs and different things to help children have safer places to go, because Chester is known, like notorious for that Amtrak track right there. And there's a lot of spots in that area where there are no fences and stuff around those tracks. Okay. And the kids get up there, they don't have nothing else to do in the community. If the community centers are being closed, if, there's no funding going to those centers, if there's no funding going to after school programs where they can play football or do something, that's going to keep them active. This is the stuff that kids find to do, right? So you want to, if you want to jump all over the kids about being up there, for God's sake, these are kids that live in a very impoverished area, right? And there isn't much resources in regards to things that they have to do. So these would be things that we as the community could pour into actual programming and actual, things that these kids could have for after school, or even during school, or at the school itself, to kind of keep the kids as, a little bit safer. These are things that we often donate to. And I would like to see the community do even more in donation to things like that. But right now, the focus is to get these kids a decent funeral and, decent services for the family. And if anybody can donate to that, I do encourage you to contact Chester Upland School District. They will get you in touch with the family. I do know that one of the members of the family is also a member of a club, an MC. So I will be in touch with that family member so that I can get more information on where we can send flowers, or where we can send funds, or food, or whatever you want to donate for these kids. Okay. But this is very, very trying and very, very sad and extremely heartbreaking. And if anybody, again, would like to donate, please go ahead and get in touch with the Chester Upland School District. And I will put a link to all of this in the description box, guys. What's up, Slater Show? I appreciate you for being in the building. And Miss Murph, I appreciate you. It is very heartbreaking. You said both heartbroken and confused. So preventable. It is. That situation could have been prevented. But again, these children need something to do. I'm not blaming, anybody right here, because these are kids, right? They're 9 and they're 12 years old. And there were other kids there as well, and they're still alive. So I don't want to, put blame on anybody or anything. All I want to say is we need to, as the adults, as the cognitive parents, as the cognitive adults, and the ones that have some funding or some resources, we need to start exercising those resources and those funds towards, better programming for our kids and better things for our kids to do, getting them out of impoverished situations. And if they are in those situations, what can we do to ease that a little bit more? What can we do? What $1 can do from your pocket, or what, 50 cents can do from your pocket, really might make a difference in a child's life, and might make a difference in decisions that they make, or the choices that they have and things to do, right? Because let's face it, they're kids. They need things to do, and that looked fun to them at the moment. So if we need to change that, we're the ones that need to change the face of that, right? It's not the kids, but yes, very preventable. And it's going to take the entire community to put focus on stuff like that and really, care about these types of things that's happening with our people. You say, may the universe guide their souls. I mean, you said, hello, Miss T. Pre, what happened? Hey, living life. So these children were hit on the Amtrak train. They were hit on the track on Saturday. I was actually out of town. I was actually in Ohio when this happened. But they were hit on the Amtrak train in Chester. And there's many parts of that train track that is wide open, not even just in Chester, even down here in Delaware. It connects up in Delaware, it connects into Marcus Hook, into PA, and way up, all the way up into Chester. It goes all the way up. And it goes all the way down, too. It goes all the way to Florida. Like, it connects. It's the Amtrak line. And that line is wide open in certain parts. Like you can walk across it, without even being on the road or anything. So it's crazy how it is. But yeah. You said, hey, Mikey, I appreciate you being in the building. And yes, that is very, very sad. But tonight there will be a memorial service. The service will be at Chester Memorial Park. It starts at 7 p.m. So if anybody would like to come out, if you are a part of the community, if you're not a part of the community, that's fine. You don't have to be wearing colors or anything. It's just you will see a lot of those people there. But, you could just come out and just support and just pray for the family. It's going to be a candlelight vigil. Just pray for the families and just give your support if you can. If you don't have money, that's fine. Sometimes your service, sometimes your energy itself, your prayers are needed. Just put that service forward. If that's what you have. It's not always about donating money, but if you have money, and if you have services, if you have any type of anything that you can provide, help these families, because my God, girl, I couldn't imagine something like this. But and thank God that nothing like this has ever happened in my family. But for this to have hit so close to home, and I'm here in Delaware, and I do so much work in this community. I really wanted to share this with you guys, and let you guys know. And if you guys would like to help with that too. You said that happened to a friend of mine when I was 7. I'm sorry to hear that, TMK. I'm really sorry to hear that. I think you told us that story or something close to that. But yeah, this is crazy. You said the track should have it sectioned off so it's not easily accessible. I believe Amtrak has a major lawsuit. I believe they have a major lawsuit. Regardless of anything, these are children we're talking about. So they were able to access those tracks, and it is very easily accessible from many parts of those tracks. I can tell you guys, I know for a fact you can walk across the Amtrak lines in various parts of these lines in various areas up here. So I don't know about other parts of the country, but I know here you can walk across them lines. It's not hard. And there's no, and it's not like it's, in an intersection or something where there's some sirens or something or anything. And kids, they have no concept of how fast that train is moving and how hard it would be for that train to stop, how heavy that train is. They have no concept of any of this stuff, right? They're just thinking about Subway Surfers and games like that where kids are jumping on and off of tracks, and jumping off and on of trains and stuff. They don't have any concept of how serious the nature is of that at all, So, you can't blame the kids, but it is what it is. But listen, guys, I'm going to end the show here. I just wanted to share that information with the public. And if you guys are able to donate, if you guys are able to pray, if you're able to send positive light, if you're able to contact the family, if you know the family or anything of that nature, just send your love and send your support as much as possible for these children. And guys, I will talk to you guys later. I truly appreciate you guys. Everything is not always about the nonsense. Sometimes you got to get real. You got to get down in the mud with the community and help out with some things. All right, guys, I will talk to you guys later. Peace, guys. Thank you guys for watching.